Today on Epic Shop, we found a stuck valve on the flathead, so the head has to come off, and we go from this to this. With just some simple hand tools and a little bit of your time. What up, peoples? So, I've encountered some bad news on the flathead. It has a stuck valve on it. And as far as I can tell, I can't find any other way to unstick that valve other than taking the head off. So that's the route that I'm going to go, and that's what we're going to do. Peep it. Wow. So, alright, before we tear the head off this thing, just wanted to show you what I mean. As you can see, this lifter is down all the way, and this valve is still open. If you look at the rest of them, this guy is stuck open. And again, like I said, as far as I can tell, the only way to get to it is going to be get this head off. So I pre-soaked everything and some liquid wrench, and we're gonna start loosening up some bolts and see what happens. As you can see, I already got the carb, fuel pump, oil pump, valve cover off, and here we go. Wow. Alright guys, so hope that was pretty cool to watch. I guess one thing that I should explain, and I tried to go for, I had to jump around a little bit, because I discovered two bolts. Two of the studs are different sizes. These are 3/4, everything else is 5/8. A bunch of them are at different lengths because this head's been off before. The only issue I really had is this stud came out, which is no big deal. I can just drive that back in, hopefully. Next up, I'm going to try and get this head off. Hopefully it comes off as easy as these nuts came off of these studs. But that is what we doing next. So stay tuned. Boom. Here we go. I did give, as a heads up, I did give a test tap on this. And I think it's going to come off relatively nice. Oop, don't fall on my face. And don't get really carried away and aggressive doing that. These surfaces need to mate to one another. I'm kind of just trying to separate this thing, and then gonna try to pry it up nicely here. if it'll let me. Man. Alright, now that I know it'll separate, I think what I'm gonna do so that I don't have to keep going ham with this, I think I'm gonna grab my cherry picker and try and lift that up by the water pump bolts. So here we go. Okay, so I'm only gonna record so much of myself fighting with that thing. I don't want to keep getting carried away with prying and prodding sharp objects, so I'm gonna have to come up with a different method of attack. Once I come up with that, we will be back on here with the head off. So again, stay tuned. Alright, so after a major split session, I think I finally got this thing wiggled back and forth enough that it's gonna come off and we can finally check it out. Fight me to the bitter end. Oh, yes. Ooh, gross. Bow. All right, so that is finally gonna let us scope out our culprit here and scope out some other things. And of course, I'm gonna be right in my light. Let's lift this gasket. This valve, right here, this is our guy. Like I said in the previous video, and again, no lighting. Got a lifter down, put a valve up. I'm hoping to just tap that thing down, in all honesty, but I'm going to clean this up real nice. Do the same thing to the head. Check the pistons out. I'll come back here with a flashlight so you guys can peep this out. But bow. Alright guys, so I'm not done yet, but I wanted to show you. As you saw, I cleaned up the top of these pistons, obviously because they're up. Also, this valve should be moving, and it's not gonna, unless going up more is gonna bust it loose. But I just wanted to show you. Just gonna grab the crankshaft bolt here. Pardon me for using channel locks. Actually, I don't have a socket this big, but this thing turns fairly easily with the flywheel rubs on the ground, so I gotta give her a little tilt. Well, it was anyway. There. Now, we're gonna get that set of pistons, clean this head off, and then we're gonna try and knock this valve down. And I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do, is try and put something to kind of absorb the blow, but see if I can bust this valve loose. That's what I'm going for. So, look out. So, as I just showed you, here's our, as clean as it's gonna get, block. And as I pointed out before, or I mentioned in the previous videos, you can finally see one of the super unique features of this engine is that the valves, like I said, are in the head, or not the head, in the block instead of the head. The head is literally just a combustion chamber. That's it. And where the spark plug comes through at. Other than that, that's just a big chunk of iron. But next in the agenda is getting this stuck valve loose. My plan is, I've already checked to make sure that its appropriate lifter is loose. It's not down all the way, but there's still a gap there. So my plan is to, again, just put something here to try and absorb the blow a little bit, but just break this thing loose. After that, I'm gonna go probably like hammer to hammer and use a hammer for the medium, and here we go. Alright, so here we go. And this video is actually making me break one of my rules. Believe it or not, I make almost every single video that I do in one day. I have a one shoot day, or one video, one shoot, 1 day rule. And breaking it here. So like I said, I'm just going to try and use this block of wood and just kind of influence this to let go, hopefully. It's not the hardest piece of wood on the planet, but it's just kind of the first one I found, so that's what I rolled with. And I really don't want to go hammer to hammer, but I don't have a whole lot of options here. And I'm not beating the crap out of this thing, I'm just kind of trying to influence her. Oh, it's moving. Get some more liquid wrench in there, wherever I've put it now. Ooh, we're almost at the lifter. Bam, that's down to it. And so now, let's see if it goes back down. Probably not, if we rotate the engine and push it back up. I wish I had the appropriate socket for this. I'm poor, I'm broke, I make do with what I have. Alright, so came up. Now will it go back down? No. Why would it? Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is probably repeat that process a couple times until it starts to loosen up, and then we'll be back. Alright, so here we are again, and again, this is our stuck valve, but like my persistence is paying off. I don't have full actuation yet, but if back the crank up, I do have valve movement, and if I pop it open a little bit, oh, it's moving even further. Is it gonna do it? Is it gonna move for me? Oh, not quite, but check this, just a little tap, bam, snap shut. We are so close to having this thing completely free. Stay with me. And again, I think my persistence may have finally paid off with just a whole bunch of liquid wrench and just some rotating back and forth. I finally got everything all freed up. And here's the moment of truth. There's that stuck valve. It's all the way up. Oh, you suck. You're probably just barely stuck though, aren't you? Oh yeah, I barely touched that thing. That thing was like a mouse trap. That thing is barely sticking. Get a few rotations back and forth at that completely open position. Yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah. Boom. Hell yeah. We have success. Alright guys, I'm sure by now you're tired of this video and just this valve and this engine in general, but I am quite excited, and we're gonna wrap this video up here in a minute. But again, here's our stuck guy. Boom. Oh, and then I gotta do a full rotation, not holding my telly. And watch, it's gonna stick this time. But you saw how lightly it was sticking. Come on now. I guess what I could be showing you as well is the way this works is, let me get back on this bolt here. And it's starting to go. Dang it. Alright. See, and that's the lifter for our stuck one. There's our valve open, which it was stuck open. So we know it can do that. What we want to do is make sure it closes. Oh, it's going. It's going. And it went. Look at that. That's closed. All of our valves move. Again, hell yeah. Alright guys, so as promised, I am wrapping this video up. In between this video and next video, likely the only thing I'm going to do is just keep rotating that thing, make sure that valve stays moving. I'm going to go hit that with another round of wire wheel, and I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom of this head and probably the top of this head. After that, I'm going to get some gaskets ordered, and we're going to throw this thing back together. So you're probably not going to see this thing for a minute until I get some gaskets, because we're hitting the fuel pump, we're hitting the carburetor, we're hitting a bunch of stuff on the engine. So this thing will definitely be back. And if you want to see oddball updates back and forth, again, check out my Instagram at ebbys.chop.shop. I update like pretty much everything I do in the garage every time I do something cool, which is, in my opinion, most of the time. Anyway, leave some comments, ask some questions, subscribe to your dude. Do it. You like me, you want to give me that thumbs up, you want to subscribe, you want that notification when my videos come out. You do, you probably don't, but do me a shot and do it anyway. Again, thanks for tuning in. I know I may or may not be showing it, but I'm really excited that I was able to safely get that head off. And I really didn't even nick it or score it, except for just around on the edges. So again, I'm going to clean this head up real nice. We're going to paint this thing, we're going to throw gaskets at it. So there's going to be a bunch more of this engine coming. So again, I have hella F100 stuff that's coming soon too. We still got the Willie's Jeep, we got the wife's Lightning. There's all kinds of content coming. Check it out. Thanks for tuning in. I had such a blast doing this video. I apologize for what's probably going to be multiple music montages and probably a sloppy mess, because again, I broke my one record day rule and I'm on day 2. Super dirty. It's late. And deuces. Again, thanks for tuning in.